Black Girls Play. Today we're going to be opening up a brand new Chelsea doll. I love how Barbie is becoming even more exclusive, not just for people of color, but people with certain or restricted abilities, that they can still see themselves in the dolls that they play with. So this is a new Chelsea doll. I got it on Amazon. There will be a link below if you want to get it yourself. I love the fact that, again, she's African American, because most of the Chelsea play sets are not of color. Like, you can get a Chelsea sidekick in different ethnicities, but most of the play sets themselves are the original Caucasian Chelsea. So you have to buy the play set and then buy the single African American or Asian or Hispanic Chelsea dolls or Chelsea's friends and insert them into the play sets yourself. I like that now you can buy the play set with almost, not all the play sets, not all the ethnicities, but Barbie is making strides. So I will give that to Mattel. So let's get into her. How do we get into her? Okay. So what I didn't do is I didn't look at the packaging, and it's an African American Chelsea in a wheelchair. She does have a background where she's kind of like at a tea party. The back of it is basically showing how accessible she is into the Chelsea Playhouse, which is not included in this, and she comes with stickers to go on her wheelchair. Now there is also a Caucasian one that you can purchase. I just chose not to. But the background's cute. I love how the backgrounds are cute, but then they glue them on with the plastic, and then you can't use the backgrounds because then they look hideous. Okay, so she is out the box. Her hair is very box hair. Her fro is dipping a little bit, but it is like so crunchy. It's so crunchy. Like, I don't like that. I don't like the crunch. I like the wheelchair. Like, it looks very real life. Let's put Chelsea aside for a second. It looks very real life. It has her name on the back. It says Chelsea. I don't know if you can see that. It says Chelsea on there. If you push down on it, the wheels roll. I don't know if there's brakes on it or what. Are these brakes? Oh, there we go. Those are brakes. Okay, so it does roll. That's cool. It comes with a ramp that says Chelsea on it. And it also comes with like little stickers that you can put on the wheelchair or the ramp or your book. Anything you want to put stickers on, I guess. Now let's get into Chelsea. So she is partially articulated. I don't know if you guys can see that. She's partially articulated, which is kind of like, if you're going to go through the hassle of bending her knees, why not bend her at the elbow so it just be a little bit more fun. She does have on a molded shirt. Mine seems to be a little messed up, like the paint job is a little blah. But it says love yourself with a doggy on it. She has the typical Chelsea face mold. Her hair is crunchy, but she does come with a rubber band, headband, and some sunglasses. And she has a teal with hearts skirt that is removable. Her shoes are removable. They come off. I just wish Chelsea had a removable shirt and not a molded on shirt. It's like, come on, it's 2022. Let's put her in her chair. I think this like makes kids a little bit more, it doesn't necessarily, it's like, this isn't for kids in wheelchairs, you know? Yes, do kids in wheelchairs want to see a representation of themselves in the doll world? I think so. I think they do. But it's also a little bit of sensitivity training for other kids. Like, I know Barbie's coming out with new dolls that have like hearing aids and the vitiligo skin disease. They have a few with like the missing limbs. And I think it's just sensitivity training. Like, you get those kids that never seen anything in real life, and then it's like a deer in headlights and they're pointing and they're like, mom, look at that. What's that? What's wrong with her? So it's a conversation that can be had between parent and child, which gives them a little bit more understanding and sensitivity. And also along with that, the ethnicity diversity that Barbie is bringing in hopefully would give kids more sensitivity when it comes to talking with their children. So I do like that. I do enjoy that. I advocate to my kids the African American dolls, and I do that because it's been so rare. You know, you always find a Caucasian doll. I've been in stores where you couldn't even find an African American doll, and I'm sure other ethnicities feel the same way as I do. The Caucasian doll is always in stock. It's always being ordered. African American, Asian, Hispanic, not so much. Now, Barbie has always had, not always, but I would say the longest running doll company that has tried to keep a diversity in their dolls, but it was more like on an occasion or a celebration or a holiday, or, you know, like we're doing a series on dolls around the world. But let me not go off on my black girl rant per usual. And let's just get into the doll. Like, she does come with a ramp. I guess I don't have anything to lean it up against. I'm sorry. So we're going to use my hand. So you just lean it on the house walkway or door, and she can go up the ramp, which is kind of cool. Or if she needs to come down the ramp. And honestly, coming down the ramp is really cool also, because there's no real help needed depending on the height of the ramp. And she does have a little kind of seat thing that she can fit into so she doesn't go falling out. Her arms do reach the wheels, so there's still a level of understanding how disabled kids in wheelchairs can get around. And honestly, you guys, like, there's such a sensitivity on verbiage when it comes to ethnicity, disability, anything. So if you guys feel like I'm not being sensitive enough on how I'm describing this doll, I give you my apologies now. And if you leave a comment to educate, I will learn. There's always room for growth. Please understand that. I do not know everything. I do not claim to know everything. I'm trying my best to make sure that this is a sensitive matter on what verbiage I use, and make sure I'm not overstepping, because I would feel the same way if anybody said anything that was hurtful in any way. If I'm not using the right terms in a sensitive manner, please let me know. But back to Chelsea. I love her face. I wish her shirt was not molded on. I'm tired of the molded on Chelsea faces. It's 2022. Let's get out of that. I wish her arms were articulated like her knees are. And honestly, I just wish you guys would come out with more Chelsea packs. Like more Chelsea clothes. Like if you came out with Chelsea clothes, then she wouldn't have to have a molded on shirt. But I like her. I like her face. I like her hair. I wish I can get some of that product out of it. Like use the same hair you used on the bigger Barbies, the more ethnic Barbies with the kinky curly hair. I love that the wheelchair rolls on its own. And I love the fact that it's just very informative to children and adults, because some adults need some information too, including myself. So I like that. I like that it's informative to all. And Barbie is making strides in the world of sensitivity and diversity. Thank you, dolls, for joining us. And remember, Black girls do play. See you next time.
Like, share, and subscribe.